Hey everyone, my name is Mishi and I am in eastern central Kansas. And today we are I'm going to show you the Cottonwood tree. Okay, so I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you this tree. I'm just going to let these cars pass because it's a little noisy. There are cottonwood trees all over the place where we live. They typically grow by the water. They are very, very huge, massive trees, beautiful trees. But there are a few growing on this quiet little street on our way to where our horse is. So we were driving along, going to feed our horse, and I said we have to stop because there are some low-hanging branches with some buds from the cottonwood tree, which are called Balm of Giliad. And you typically cannot find the buds very low down and the branches low down because let me turn the camera around. Never mind, I don't know how to do that. I will explain more about the buds and the trees in my next video. All right, hang on. So I'm videoing now. This is a cottonwood tree. Now this one isn't too large. There are some that are much, much, much bigger. And when I spot one, I will stop and take a video of a bigger one. We just stopped on the side of the road because we saw that there are lower hanging branches on this cottonwood tree, and there are usually on cottonwoods, the branches start very, very high up and you typically can't reach them. So the reason we stopped at this tree is because there are some lower hanging branches, which means that we can actually reach. They're beautiful. I don't know if you can see because I can't really zoom in well, but can you push that down for me so I can film one of those buds?
Sure.
Okay, so you see the little buds? So these are cottonwood buds. Now these cottonwood buds are very, very medicinal. Typically nowadays they're used more externally, but people used to use them, and I'm sure some people still do, for taking internally for coughs, for colds. They're a good expectorant, but now people mostly use them. You take these little buds, they're very, very sticky. They have this sticky resin on them. They smell delightful, almost like a sweet cinnamony taste. It's hard to explain. And you just infuse them in oil. And because of their medicinal properties, inside the buds and also inside this bark has the same medicinal properties as these buds. You infuse them in oil, however you like to do an oil infusion. And the oil is excellent for pain relief. And that's typically what it's used for bruising, for pain relief. Now, I'm gonna just be picking a few more buds. Now, the best time to get the buds is late winter and very early spring when the buds are, I can't really zoom in so well, when the buds are brown. So this one is still kind of brown. Obviously, as spring progresses and the buds get bigger, they will be, obviously they're gonna turn green before they turn into leaves. So we're looking for the ones that are still kind of brownish, but there aren't all that many of them because we're already mid-spring here. But when you touch them, they're very sticky and they smell so good. Now the best buds are up here at the way top of the tree. Those are the most medicinal ones, but obviously they are very, very hard to reach because they're so high up. Actually, the best time they say to get these buds is after a windstorm. Here where we live, there are a lot of windstorms, and so typically you can go out after a crazy windstorm and search under the cottonwood trees for some of their branches, but I haven't had any luck finding any fallen branches from the cottonwood. I also have some leaves that I picked just to show you what the leaves look like. The cottonwood is a poplar tree, and so here are the leaves. So the leaves are going to be heart-shaped, and interestingly enough, there we go, here are some leaves. Ooh, it's so blurry. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can there we go, it's a little bit better. So the leaves are heart-shaped, and actually, interestingly enough, the leaves are also sticky. I found that to be interesting. So here we go. I am going to attach some pictures with this video of some other cottonwood trees that are in the area, so you can see how massive they are. And you can tell a cottonwood tree by its big, huge grooves. See, like the big grooves in the bark? It's not smooth. The grooves are huge. Obviously, the baby cottonwoods or the smaller cottonwoods would have lower branches and smaller grooves. But a cottonwood tree is typically very grooved like that. Very thick and groovy. And typically, like I said, the branches go, they are not low down. Sorry, there's some noise. The branches are usually way up high, and then the tree kind of comes to a crown. Another way to identify the cottonwood tree is in the summer when the tree starts to bloom, their flowers are very cottony, and they spread this white cotton all over the ground. And I guess when the summertime comes and these trees start blooming and we see some of those cottony flowers way up high, we can take another video. Show you some of these low-hanging branches. So like I said, typically the branches grow really way high up and you cannot reach them, but for some reason this tree is kind of growing on a bit of a slant, and we have some of these lower hanging branches, and you can see all of those dozens and dozens of buds all over the place, which is a really big treat because these buds, called Balm of Giliad, are very hard to get. Like I said in the other video, you usually have to wait for a windstorm to knock some of these branches down. And the Balm of Giliad, which are the resinous buds up there, like I was saying before, they have salicylic acid, which is responsible for their pain relieving properties. All right, on our drive home, I am going to see if we can find another massive cottonwood so I can show you. This one is big and beautiful, but it doesn't really portray what a cottonwood looks like. So we are going to try and find one on the way home. All right, so now that we're home, I just want to quickly show you these buds up close so that you can kind of get a better view of what they look like. They are very sticky and they smell sensational. They smell so good. And I just have to say, I am so excited that I was actually able, well, thanks to my husband, I was able to get these buds because I have been looking for so long for fallen tree limbs so that I can get some of this Balm of Giliad. And like I was saying, that the cottonwood trees are so huge and the branches are so high up, and this tree that we plucked all these beautiful buds from, I pass this tree almost every day. And for some reason, I have never noticed those low-hanging branches. So thank you to my husband for pointing that out and for standing on the top of his truck picking these out for me. So anyways, quick recap. So the Balm of Giliad can be used for many different things. It's very versatile. It is an expectorant. It's great for all kind of respiratory issues. It's great for coughs, sore throats, for clearing phlegm from the lungs. It's great for it's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it reduces fever. Using it as an oil externally is great as pain relief for arthritis conditions and for sore muscles. It's great for scrapes, for cuts, for wounds. And the best way to extract the medicine, the chemical constituents from these buds, sorry, you can see my book over there. I just wanted to take a look at what the leaves look like in my book. So the best way to extract the medicine from these buds is with oil, because they're so resinous, they're so sticky. So you would make an infused oil, and then you can use that, you can rub that on your chest, on a cut, on a wound, on sore muscles, whatever it is. So here we go. I am going to make an oil out of this. I would have preferred to make an oil from the younger buds earlier in the season, but these still are very sticky and they smell so strong. So I'm pretty sure that they will make us a really good oil. All right, thank you for joining us out here in Eastern Kansas.